Romance is found in some of the happiest stories and fairy tales. However, it is also used to portray the deepest tragedies. This latter plot is especially prevalent in romance anime. Very often, something tragic will happen to anime couples that pack suck a punch. Fans can't help but cry. Each couple is different. Anime seems to come up with increasingly sad things to do to its characters. These story elements are so unspeakably distressing that some fans can only bring themselves to watch the show once. These romances are by no means poorly written, but the tragedies they feature are so sad that they sit in audiences' hearts long after finishing them. Number 7. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Haruki Shiva and Sakura Yamauchi's unexpected encounter happened when he stumbled upon her death journal. Haruki became her trusted confidant, the only person aware of her battle with the pancreatic illness. Sakura then asked for Haruki's assistance in fulfilling her bucket list before her time ran out. However, a heartbreaking twist awaited them. Sakura's life was tragically cut short, not by her illness, but by a senseless act of violence on her way to be Haruki. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas underscores the inevitability and unpredictability of death. Though their time together was brief, the memory of their romance endures in this strangely titled tale. Number 6. Cowboy Bebop. Spike Spiegel and Julia's love story faced a lot of challenges from the very beginning. Spike, who worked for a bad guy named Vicious, took a big risk by getting involved with Julia, who was Vicious's girlfriend. Unfortunately, Vicious discovered their relationship and came up with a plan for Julia to harm Spike. Julia had to go into hiding and they had to part ways. After several years, they managed to reunite, but their happiness didn't last long. Julia was tragically killed by one of Vicious's henchmen. Despite their efforts to find each other again after all those years, it seemed like Spike and Julia were always destined to be kept apart. Number 5. A Silent Voice. Shoya Ishida and Shoko Nishimiya first became friends when they were kids in elementary school. However, their friendship took a painful turn when Shoya and his friends began bullying Shoko because of her deafness. The relentless bullying eventually led Shoko to transfer to a different school. Years later, as teenagers, Shoya seeks out Shoko to apologize for the harm he caused her. To his relief, Shoko forgives him. Her forgiveness has a profound impact on Shoya, preventing him from considering taking his own life. However, Shoko's struggles persist and she sinks deeper into despair, feeling that she can never fully share the same experiences as other girls. In a touching turn of events, Shoya steps in to save Shoko from her own despair, and they come to realize the significance of their bond. While their story ultimately has a somewhat positive conclusion, the challenges and tragedies they both endure along the way can bring tears even to the most stoic of anime fans. Number 4. Angel Beats. Yozuru Otonashi and Kane Tachibana meet in a different world after they've passed away. At first, they're not friends, but Otonashi soon understands that Kanade is just trying to maintain order among the students stuck in this strange school-like place. Their love story is very sad because Otonashi knows that Kanade will eventually move on from this place. When they have to say goodbye, it's a very emotional moment in the anime. Even though their time together was short, their deep affection for each other is clear throughout the story. Number 3. Anohana. When they were kids, Meiko Hama, affectionately known as Menma, developed feelings for Jinta Gidomi, often called Jinten. Despite secretly sharing the same feelings, Jinten was too embarrassed to admit it when Menma bravely confessed her emotions. In his shame, he said hurtful things and even called her ugly before running away. Tragically, Menma chased after him but met a terrible fate when she fell into a river and drowned. Now in the present, Jinten finds himself haunted by the ghost of an older Menma. She insists that she must fulfill a wish before she can find peace and move on to the afterlife. Over time, Jinten realizes the weight of his hurtful words and actions from their childhood and finally musters the courage to apologize to Menma. With a heavy heart, he confesses his true feelings for her just before she is finally able to find closure and move on. Their love for each other was so strong that not even death could keep them apart forever. Number 2. Clannad. Tomoya Okazaki and Nagisa Furukawa were very different people, but they fell in love, got married, and started a family together. Unfortunately, Nagisa had always been in poor health and she passed away while giving birth to their daughter, Ushio. Tomoya had a difficult family life growing up, so Nagisa's death was incredibly painful for him as he saw her as his family. Despite the heartbreak, he tried his best to raise their daughter. Tragically, Ushio also lost her life due to the same childhood illness that had plagued her mother. Tomoya couldn't bear the grief and passed away not long after. Tomoya and Nagisa's love story was filled with sorrow and hardships. Their fans still can't forget the sadness that surrounded their relationship. They deserved a chance to enjoy a happy and full life together as a family, but fate had other plans. Number 1. Your Lie. In April, House Arima had given up on music when he first met Corey Miyazono. But Kaori's lively personality and deep passion for music inspired Kaos to start playing again. They both had a dream of performing together, but things took a sad turn. Kaori got sick and had to undergo an experimental surgery, but unfortunately, she didn't make it. As Kaos walked onto the stage where they were supposed to perform together, he felt Kaori's presence in his heart. In a deeply moving moment, they played a touching duet together, even though Kaori was no longer with him in the physical world. Kaos' life had been filled with hardships, but at least he had the chance to share music with Kaori one last time. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.